Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News, all your updates on esoteric and occult book publishing and art and paraphernalia and events. We're starting this week with Hadean Press's announcement that the Historiola, the Power of Narrative Charms by Carl Nordblom, is currently shipping. So it's no longer on pre-order. You can actually directly order the book. It's a very reasonable price, £30. You can also get it as a paperback edition for just £10, and that's the cover for that. But I think that cover for the the hardback or the hardcover is just so beautiful, isn't it? So they seem to have gone for the same kind of faux leather as they did for necromancy in the Medici library, which is so beautiful and so soft. I really appreciate this this cover design. It looks absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, it's not a very thick book, and that seems to be what Hadean Press have been specializing in over the past recent times anyway, in kind of very high quality in small packages kind of thing, right? Which I certainly appreciate, rather than having to wade through pages and pages of filler, which sometimes unfortunately happens, not always, of course. But here, that the quality is condensed and everything that is included is actually worth including. So that's really nice. I know that if you're living in the UK, you can pick this up already at Watkins Books. I imagine that if you went to Treadwell's, you could pick that up there as well. Not 100% sure, though. They haven't tweeted about it the way Watkins, of course, have. I'm quite excited about this one. I think it's a very, very nice one. Now, talking about books which are no longer in pre-order but have actually started shipping. The Monas Hieroglyphica by John Dee is now shipping from Ouroboros Press, and we're getting our first actual shots of the book itself, and it looks really beautiful with the letter setting, of course, of Joseph Uccello, of whom I am a great fan, as you already know. This is the web page where you can actually pick the book up from, and as you can see, it's $57 US. It does take a little bit of time for Ouroboros Press to ship, since it's a one-man operation, just as many of these very small publishing companies. They're just one person or two people doing everything from the editing all the way to the shipping. It can sometimes take 1 or 2 weeks, or sometimes even 3 or 4 weeks for the books to actually start shipping. But once they're on their way, they arrive quite fast. Right, just to give you an idea of some of the inside there, it looks very, very nice, and certainly in the same style and feel as some of their more recent works, the Hermetic Dictionary and the Hermetica, of course. That same kind of blue cover looks very, very pretty. Right, moving on to Atramentous Press, who opened their pre-orders to the second volume of the Book of the Black Dragon just last night. At the time of speaking, I'm recording this on Thursday, 21st of October. And of course, as I mentioned in last week's episode, when you order the book between the 21st and the 31st of October, you will get an additional tipped-in page. Which is a nice touch, right? So that is for this special standard edition from £99. Actually, it is £99 plus shipping, of course. And then you have the special deluxe edition, which is £715. But knowing Atramentous Press, that's definitely going to be worth it. If I give you just to give you an idea of the equivalent with the Codex Altheban, which they released just last year. This is the standard edition with the textured paper and the beautiful gold stamp and so on. And this is the deluxe edition with its real leather and and it's different coloured inks on the stamped in. Actually, not even sure if it's inks. I think it's different dyed leather that have been stamped onto the cover. I mean, they're just absolute works of art. But yeah, it comes with a significant price difference, right? So if you've got the kind of pocket that can afford a deluxe edition, then you can actually buy it in two goes. You can pay in two installments, 400 for the first, and then you can settle the rest a couple of months down the line, I think it is, for the remaining amount. But by anyone's standard, that regular standard edition is going to satisfy most people's desire for a beautiful object. That first volume of the Book of the Black Dragon is still to this date one of the most beautiful things on my shelf. Right, moving on to some news from Shambhala publishing, and you already knew that the Treasury of Precious Instructions was getting its fourth installment. So that's the volume 16, which is the fourth volume that they've chosen to publish. They're obviously not being published in the numerical order. So that's going to come out on December 21st. That's old news. But what is new is that there are two new books, two further installments in the collection which have been announced. There are three out already. So with the one coming out in December, that's 4, and two more, that's 6. Which will be out by the end of May. So May 10th, we're getting Shangpa Kagyu, with a very interesting looking description here. The tantric basis of Shangpa Kagyu tradition is the 5 principal deities of the new translation traditions, and in particular the 5 deity. I'm not going to try and pronounce that live. The 6 parts of this sizable volume include source scriptures, liturgies, supplications, empowerment texts, and so on. As I say, looks quite exciting. There we are, and then the other one that they've announced is called Sakya. Once again, this is also coming out in May, so not May the 10th this time, but May 31st. But yeah, also looks very exciting. I'll let you read the description from the link that I'll post down below. Naturally, this is the part 1 of a 2-part treatise, apparently. So this is volume 5. I expect that volume 6 will be part 2. Right, moving on to The Devil's Atlas by Edward Brooke-Hitching, an explorer's guide to heavens, hells, and afterworlds. So Edward Brooke-Hitching made a name for himself with these books down here, the Sky Atlas, the Phantom Atlas, and the Golden Atlas. And of course, he released the Madman's Library last year to great critical acclaim. They are beautiful, luscious publications with beautiful colour plates on every page. Really nice coffee table books. And this one kind of looks into the heavens, hells, and lands of the dead as imagined throughout history by cultures and religions around the world. Now, if that doesn't sound exciting to you, then I don't know what would. This seems like a really, really nice coffee table book, and definitely one that I am very interested in. Looks very beautiful. Looks very, very beautiful indeed. Right, moving on to Llewellyn news. So Fire Magic, Air Magic, and Water Magic had already been published a little while ago, and this week we got the release of Earth Magic. So they're all written by different authors who are specializing in one or another element. So it's the whole series is called Elements of Witchcraft. You can see it's quite clever the way they've made those spines there with the alchemical elements. So that looks quite exciting. But yeah, speaking of Llewellyn, I wanted to draw your attention to the fact that this week, but only until Saturday. So for most of you watching, you don't have very much time left. There is a Samhain sale where you can save 35% if you use this code Samhain21 at the checkout. Now, I don't know how aware some of you are that Llewellyn have published some of the most important texts excuse me, in the area of ceremonial magic. But if you go into the magic category, right, and you go into all books, then you can see that they've got Stephen Skinner's books. I'm quite excited about this Dictionary of Demons, 10th anniversary edition. You've got the complete mystical records of Dr. John Dee. You've got the Llewellyn's complete book of ceremonial magic. Lots and lots of really well respected magical books here. My very much beloved the Orphic hymns right there, more Dr. Skinner books, and so on and so forth. Lots and lots and lots to go through, and 35% off isn't negligible when you're looking at such pricey books. You've got the Golden Dawn big black book, right, by Israel Regardie right there. If you haven't got it already, might be an opportunity. I'll stop just clicking through there. Could go for ages. Right, moving on to Quareia Publishing's RedBubble page. Stuart Littlejohn, who is Josephine McCarthy's partner, is actually the artist whom I have neglected in many of my reviews. So he did the art, for example, for the cover of the trilogy of magical knowledge. I said in my review that it was Josephine McCarthy who had done that art, but no, it was actually her partner Stuart Littlejohn. My apologies, Stuart. And yeah, he just does some of the most gorgeous art. Some which you will recognize from Quareia's website and from the documents that they produce and so on and so forth. I just wanted to point those out, but that's actually not the big news for Quareia RedBubble this week. The big news is that Jose Gabriel Alegría Sabogal, whom you will know as one of the most prolific occult artists in the arena over the past few years, has collaborated with Quareia and agreed for them to put some of his art on their website. So a lot of the art that he has produced for Frater Acher's books, basically, whether they be through Scarlet Imprint or through Hadean Press, just absolutely gorgeous stuff. If I can, is that loading? No, it's not loading yet. Yeah, here we are. This is one that I'm particularly interested in, with this kind of Goe's family, right, with the various planetary entities and so on and so forth, and spirit and chthonic spirits. Absolutely beautiful. Here's another lovely proposition. So all of these are available in various formats. There is there are different materials that you can choose from. The paper apparently is nice and thick, and textured paper, very, very lovely. Obviously you can buy it in just like everything with RedBubble, right? You can just pick whatever medium you fancy. So very, very cool stuff there. Right, moving on to Tommy Kelly's Halloween 40 Servants ritual. So, as you may know, the 40 Servants are reaching their 5th year anniversary, and Tommy Kelly is making his annual 40 Servants ritual. So his Patreons get to do the first part of the ritual, and I do suggest having a read of that if you're interested. Tommy Kelly's Patreon is actually a very fun place to be. And then the second part of the ritual is basically reinforcing the power of those 40 servants. It seems like a really fun idea, very nice community spirit kind of ritual. It seems like as I say, like a very good idea. So have a look at that. I'll be Tommy Kelly has very kindly sent me copies of the 40 Servants in the 3 new versions that have just been released. So the standard, and then the special, and then there's a 5th year anniversary deluxe limited edition. So he sent me all of those. I'm waiting for them to arrive. The post in Poland at the moment is a little bit slow. I'm hoping that they'll arrive safely, but you can be assured that as soon as I receive them, I'll be showing you. So there's that to look forward to. And then finally, I wanted to still not finally. There's the board game still to go. I realized that I mentioned that the second part of the Sandman audiobook was coming up. I mentioned it a few months ago, but it's now actually available, and I never mentioned it. And I've downloaded it and I've been listening to it. It is fantastic. We've got Martin Sheen as Lucifer, and we've got of course Andy Serkis as Matthew the Raven, David Tennant as Loki, and Kevin Smith as Merv Pumpkinhead. I could go through every single one of these. Just a star-studded cast, and it's if you thought that the radio production value of the first volume of the first part was through the roof. I mean, it was nothing like anything that I'd ever heard. This actually blows it out of the water. This is even better. If you couldn't tell, it's a strong recommendation. So that is the audiobook of the Sandman on I think it's exclusive to Audible at the moment. And then finally, my board game of the week is called Golem, and it sounds like a very interesting game. Golem's an engine building game. It's based on the 16th century legend of the Golem in Prague, an anthropomorphic creature that Rabbi Loew animated from a clay statue to protect his people. In the game, players take on the role of rabbis who create and grow these powerful creatures that'll be moved around the neighborhoods of Prague under the control of students. Be careful, because if a golem becomes too powerful, it'll destroy everything it encounters on its way, and players can also kill their golems in order to get bonuses. The artwork of this is just wow, just absolutely amazing. If I show you some of the artwork of the boards themselves, and some of the elements, it just looks really cool. If you like engine building games, and you like the theme, and it's certainly a very interesting theme, then this might be a board game to look a little bit further into. Thank you ever so much for spending a little bit of time with me today. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and ring that little bell. And I'll see you very soon with another video. Thanks so much once again. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.